Top news as of December 11th, 2025. I will summarize the top news across world, economy and finance, and technology. Top news summary. World news. The geopolitical landscape remains dominated by several key tensions, with President Donald Trump's actions and statements frequently making headlines. Russia-Ukraine conflict and geopolitics. Tensions remain high, with Ukrainian President Zelensky warning about increased military-industrial cooperation between Russia and China. President Donald Trump made statements suggesting that Russia will win the war and that Kyiv may have to cede land, which the Kremlin noted aligns with their views. European leaders are reportedly discussing the Ukraine situation with Trump. Middle East and South America. The U.S. announced the seizure of a major oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. In the Gaza region, families are reported to be trapped in flooded tents due to a winter storm. Furthermore, the daughter of Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado accepted the Nobel Peace Prize on her behalf, as Machado was unable to attend. Other key updates: a Bulgarian court rejected Lebanon's extradition request for a suspect in the Beirut blast, raising concerns about accountability. Separately, a U.S. judge halted a Trump-ordered National Guard deployment in California.
Economy and finance. The focus is largely on central bank policy, particularly the U.S. Federal Reserve and global investment shifts. U.S. interest rate cut. The most significant economic news is the U.S. Federal Reserve's decision to cut interest rates by a quarter point, 25 basis points, in its final meeting of the year. This third rate deduction of 2025 comes amid an apparent split over the U.S. economic outlook, with markets closely watching for signals on future rate cuts in the new year. Global inequality and corporate moves. A report highlighted a vast gap in global wealth, noting that the top 0.001% hold 3 times the wealth of the poorest half of humanity. In corporate news, PepsiCo announced it will cut hundreds of products, up to 20% of its SKUs, and lower prices following pressure from an activist investor. Investment and trade. The Asian Development Bank, ADB, sharply raised India's growth forecast to 7.2% for the fiscal year 2026. Separately, reports indicate that rupee weakened slightly against the U.S. dollar, and Indian stocks extended losses for a third consecutive day.
Technology. Artificial intelligence (AI) and major corporate investment in tech infrastructure continue to drive headlines. AI and security warnings. A prominent warning from Gartner advises organizations to avoid AI browsers, citing that these agentic tools can expose sensitive data, undermine security controls, and create enterprise-wide risks. Additionally, hackers were reportedly successful in tricking popular AI chatbots, like ChatGPT and Google, into assisting them with installing malware. Big tech investments. The focus on India as a major tech hub continues, with Microsoft announcing plans to invest $17.5 billion in India over 4 years, reportedly the highest in Asia. Amazon also committed to investing over $35 billion in India by 2030. Corporate and consumer tech. Elon Musk's SpaceX is reportedly preparing for a massive IPO in 2026 that could value the company at over $1 trillion. In consumer news, Samsung is raising the bar in the foldable market with a new Galaxy Z trifold concept. OpenAI appointed Slack CEO Denise Dresser as its chief revenue officer to drive enterprise growth.